my husband was arrested under a security certificate, which allows to detain someone without issuing any charges. He's being held under the allegation that he might be possibly in the past, in the present, or the future involved in acts of terrorism or possible acts of terrorism in the future.
Currently, the security certificate is under something called the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act.
The security certificate at the time used to be signed by the immigration minister, who used to be Danikada, and the former Solicitor General, who was Wayne Easter.
And the judge, the federal court judge, a single judge, reviews the certificate signed by the ministers, not to look whether the person is guilty or not of having committed any crime, merely to confirm whether the ministers had reasonable grounds to believe and therefore authorize that the certificate is valid.
In a security certificate, they don't have to prove anything. They don't have to prove facts. All they have to prove are there are reasonable grounds to believe that certain facts might exist. And that's an incredibly low threshold to meet.
So in a sense, they're never trying to determine in those trials whether the person is guilty of anything. So these individuals are not actually charged with anything. They're only detained on the a report by security forces saying that they might present a risk to Canada.
When a security certificate has come down against you, you're guilty until proven innocent. And that goes completely against the standard that you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Our husbands and the fathers of our children for that long under no evidence whatsoever. This is not the fair, and that's not what expected of Canada, and we would like to see them judged. You know, it's fair, and we're not asking more than judging them as a fair trial. If you have any evidence, show them and get them to be judged, or at least let them out for their children who are crying to see their father, who are really would love to touch their father and play with them and really enjoy them as children.
I want my dad back. I can't do anything. I can't even have fun without my dad.
Be careful of them.
Also, my dad kind of misses me and I miss him.
What do you miss most about your dad?
I miss my dad. Me too. Everything.
I am Ahmed Jabala, the eldest of 6. My dad's been in jail for about 3.5 years now. Regarding emotion, we are 6 kids in this family. I want every Canadian and every member of the government and every member of CSIS to really think about this and put themselves in our situation. There can never be a single parent who can take care of 6 kids on their own. It's impossible. That's number 1. Number 2 is the kids themselves and their emotions. How can we as kids grow up in such a society, seeing injustice and feeling this injustice inside of us? How are we gonna grow up to think of this country as a great country or a country of freedom and liberation as they claim it to be? I want every Canadian to think about that. If their kids were in our situation or in my situation where I have to go through so much to feel this kind of injustice and see this and live through this, and I'm only 18 and I have my smallest brother is 3 years old. How are we supposed to grow up in this country and in this society having a good image of this government, a good image of CSIS, or a good image of the people in the society in general? I want every Canadian to think about that and really ask themselves, is this country a country of freedom? Is this country a country of liberation as they claim it to be? Where is the justice in this country? If our parents and our fathers and our husbands are being put in jail and for long periods of time without even knowing when they will come out or what their fate would be, when they know they face torture if they were to be sent back home, how are they supposed to feel? How are we supposed to feel? How are we supposed to live our lives and enjoy our time as other teenagers and other kids in this age are supposed to enjoy their lives? I want everybody to think about that and put themselves in our situation and think what they would do. Because I will stop at nothing, no matter how much it takes or how long it takes. I will stop at nothing to make a difference in this country and to bring liberation and freedom to this country as they claim it should already have.
So difficult, it's sad, and like if they actually have evidence, they should like show it to us. And then after, like if he actually did something wrong, then after we'd be like, yeah, okay, that's a reason. But then after they have no reason.
I want my dad back out, and if you guys want to take him up, I want to go inside with them. They lied. These cops lied because they said a month ago that they will let us go see my dad, hug him, and kiss him. And then they didn't, and they refused to let us do that. So I'm just saying right now, please let my dad come out.
Justice for all! Free the secret trial 5! Justice for all! Free the secret trial 5! Justice for all! Free the secret trial 5! Justice for all!
Come on in, come on in. Come on in. Come on, Ahmed, come on in. This is your government.
Watch it,
You
Fred.
pay taxes. Come on in, family members. Shema, up. Thank you. Latifa, come on in. If Paul Martin respects charter rights, he will meet with these families. These children want their fathers home.
Let us in, please. Could you please knock? We need to get in.
Oh, no, you try knocking.
Are they stuck?
Maybe if you explain why you want to get in.
Oui, on veut rentrer pour leur dire que il faut abolir les certificats de sécurité. Il faut pas laisser des gens leur coller un certificat de sécurité sans accusation, sans preuve. C'est comme si on dit qu'un aveugle, vous le laissez marcher dans la rue sans chien, sans canne. C'est ça le procès des 5 détenus. Alors, on est dans un pays démocratique.
Sonome doesn't have any other family in Canada, so I'm his adopted mother. And the message that he sent is that it isn't just the 5 who are being treated unjustly. All of Canadian justice is under trial. All of the reputation of Canada is on trial. We all need to end the secret trial process and end security certificates. They are unjust.
Just for the presentation.
Free secret trial 5! Justice for all! Free the secret